Tonight, struggling to feel safe. A resident of a long-term care facility is speaking out after her neighbor died from COVID-19 related causes.
Plus, mineral leases in question. Environmental groups file a lawsuit against a federal agency over Twin Metals mineral rights.
And showing support for those on the front line. We'll show you how the Duluth Police and Fire Departments honor nurses today.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Vaki.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. A resident of a long-term care facility in Duluth under watch by the state is sharing her concerns after a COVID-19 related death happened with a person living with her who later died at the hospital.
CBS3's Leanne Valdez spoke with her and with management about what they're doing to keep residents safe.
32-year-old Jennifer Davies is used to protecting herself from other people, even before coronavirus hit our area.
I would wear a mask anyways, just for my own protection.
Davies is immunocompromised and gets sick easily.
I've had a kidney and pancreas transplant about 10 years ago.
What she's not used to is the loneliness she's been feeling lately.
It's been really tough.
Davies is a resident at Superior View Apartments in Duluth's Chester Park neighborhood, where a case of COVID-19 was confirmed in early April. Apartment spokespeople tell us the resident, who they did not name, died at a local hospital shortly after.
We weren't super close, but she was a very good person.
The COVID-19 patient and Davies were neighbors. Now, Davies says she just wants to feel safe in her apartment. Director of Human Resources of Superior View Apartments, Lorianne Granado, says they're doing the best they can to help.
We worked really hard to have a comprehensive policy, but a policy that is achievable.
When the confirmed coronavirus patient first showed symptoms, Granado says staff was required to wear proper personal protective equipment when helping residents who need it. Now they wear masks when they are within 6 feet of people.
All of our staff have fabric masks, and they are instructed and, in fact, required to wear those masks anytime that they can't be 6 feet away from another person.
As for Davies, she hopes people in the community also do their part in an effort to reach a resolution to the pandemic soon.
I don't think it's too much to ask for somebody else to try and protect some of us that can't do it ourselves. We're doing the best.
In mining news, Twin Metals is facing another hurdle as it continues to pursue building a copper-nickel mine. Opponents of the proposed mine filed a lawsuit today over the renewal of mineral rights leases. The lawsuit alleges the Bureau of Land Management should have prepared an in-depth environmental impact statement. They claim only a limited review was conducted. Twin Metals says it's confident the renewal was lawful and complied with environmental requirements.
All right, let's check in on the weather with Dave. Dave, that sunshine sure did feel good today.
Yeah, and temperatures responded in kind and went towards normal, even warmer than normal for a couple of degrees. But it's just a brief break from the general cooling trend that's coming around for the week ahead. So as we eye up the upper Midwest, we'll see that the second of those two low pressure systems that were lurking for a couple of days and never really paying off is departing. And its parting shot is its cold front. So that is still stirring up a slight chance for some precip here tonight, 20% chance for showers, and bringing in a cool down that'll persist through the weekend, aided and abetted by higher pressure coming in from the west with its circulation pulling into northerly winds. So the double whammy keeping us a little bit cooler than normal, including on Thursday, where we'll wake up to about 30 here in the Twin Ports, even cooler inland Minnesota, warming up to about 51 in the afternoon. The normal's closer to 60 this time of year. Like I mentioned, I think we'll stay cooler than normal through the weekend. Maybe get one more rain shot over the weekend too, and I'll point out which day that is in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. A one-day event brought coronavirus testing to the Northland. It's part of Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers' mandate that the state provide more testing sites for people with COVID-19 symptoms. CBS3's Emma Quinn tells us why the testing data matters for the state's economy.
In Douglas County Wednesday, residents got access to something many of them hadn't been able to: COVID-19 testing. It's part of the Badger Bounce Back plan.
And we're here to support the governor's mandate to increase testing throughout the state.
Douglas County public health officials chose Solon Springs as the testing location.
We selected this site as a rural area to make access again easier for Douglas County residents where otherwise access might be challenging.
The National Guard had roughly 300 free tests for county residents. It was set up to ensure everyone's safety.
We're set up into 3 different stations. We have our entry control point, our sample collections point, and then we exit and try to expedite this process as quick and painless for everybody as possible.
One goal of the free testing is to give the state more data about how and when to reopen the economy.
You know, we're helping to provide a bigger picture to make the determinations that need to be made in order to, get things moving along.
Douglas County health officials urged anyone with symptoms to get tested.
Up until this point, less than 1% of our population's been tested in Douglas County. Even mild symptoms, not everybody gets critically ill. So we really wanted to make this testing available to people, even with the most minor of symptoms, to know, is this really still active in our community?
Douglas County health officials say people who were tested today will get their results back in 2 to 3 days. As of right now, they say there haven't been any positive cases in Solon Springs. If you missed today's testing event and you have symptoms of COVID-19, you're asked to contact your local healthcare provider.
A show of solidarity for healthcare workers and first responders. The Minnesota Air Guard made that their mission today as they held a statewide flyover. The Duluth-based 148th Fighter Wing also took part with their F-16 jets. The Guard's flight path took them over communities and hospitals across the Twin Cities and southern Minnesota, where the pandemic has hit the state the hardest. We spoke with a 148th pilot before takeoff this morning. He said it's a great opportunity to support healthcare workers while cross-training with other aviation units.
I think it's really cool. We have a really cool opportunity to work with the 148th and 133rd flying together, which doesn't happen very often. So it's really cool that we get to do that and be able to support all the essential workers, especially the healthcare professionals, doctors, nurses that are putting themselves at more risk. It's cool that we can do this flyover for them in kind of a strange time.
Before the flyover, pilots from the 148th held a training mission over Wisconsin and refueled in the air to take part in the flyover.
On this National Nurses Day, many are taking time to honor the profession arguably hit hardest during this pandemic. Duluth police and fire departments showed their support by holding a procession past local hospitals this afternoon. Fire officials say they are proud of their fellow frontline workers.
Well, it's important to honor the nurses and all the other healthcare workers because of all the hard work they do, the sacrifices they make every day, especially with the pandemic.
Coming up tonight at 10, we hear from a Grand Rapids area nurse who's going above and beyond during the pandemic.
Duluth leaders want to make it easier for businesses to open once the time comes. Next week, the Duluth City Council will consider a resolution that would make some temporary changes to the way businesses can operate. The proposal waives certain fees and allows stores, bars, or restaurants to quickly expand their service areas onto places like sidewalks or nearby parking lots. Duluth Mayor Emily Larson says she hopes this will help businesses in a tough spot.
This is where we are working on the ground level, responding as quickly as we can to the feedback that you are providing us when you're letting us know what you need as you think ahead to reopen.
If the council approves this resolution Monday, the changes would be in effect through December 31st of this year. City leaders say it could also be rescinded earlier if the COVID-19 pandemic dies down. Minnesota's hospitality groups are pressing state lawmakers for financial help. That includes groups representing resorts, craft breweries, and other hospitality industries. A recent survey shows more than half of hospitality businesses may be forced to close permanently in the next 2 months due to COVID-19. The group says federal relief is not tailored towards working for them.
While couples are facing the tough decision to cancel their big days during the pandemic, those rooted deeply in Duluth's wedding industry say it's just as hard for many venues and vendors to issue refunds. Yesterday, we introduced you to a Rochester couple who canceled their June wedding due to COVID-19. They shared their concerns about losing out on money already paid to their wedding venue and a couple vendors because of that choice. Tracy Lundeen with Lundeen Productions has been in the event industry for 3 decades and puts on Duluth's wedding show for many years. He says a lot of wedding vendors and venues are run by small business owners, and they're doing everything they can to stay afloat right now. That's why he says the issue of refunds or deposits and other payments is a difficult one.
It's a tough one in a lot of cases because the businesses obviously have operational expenses just like any other business. A lot of these businesses are in the restaurant industry too.
Lundeen is also cautioning people about canceling too far out. He advises waiting until there's more guidance and knowledge about the time period closer to your event.
A Bovee man pleaded guilty to intentionally hitting an Iron Range mail carrier last year. Alan Burt is charged with criminal vehicular operation. According to court documents, the 57-year-old was driving a 3/4-ton truck in Hoyt Lakes on May 8th of last year. Authorities say he was going 80 miles an hour when he hit the victim's mail truck, ejecting her from the vehicle. The mail carrier recovered from life-threatening injuries. Court documents say Burt was upset with the Postal Service at the time, but it's still not clear why. He's scheduled to be sentenced in July.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, a long-standing tradition for anglers in northwest Wisconsin is canceled, and it could have a big impact on the area.
And Dave will have a quick look at your extended 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit.
Get your news on the go, the CBS 3 mobile app.
Make your house a home for a lifetime with Scott Diedrichson Construction. From siding, windows, roofing, decks, and doors, we deliver the highest quality of construction and remodeling services for all of your needs. Call or visit us at scottdiedrichson.com today and set up an appointment to receive your free estimate. Scott Diedrichson Construction, restoring the beauty of your home.
At Papa Murphy's, we know family time is more important than ever. So we're helping by offering online ordering everywhere and delivery and curbside pickup where we can, so you can keep family time as normal as possible. Papa Murphy's, we're in this together.
At Super One Foods, we go to great measures to deliver you with top quality meat every day. Try our T-bone or New York strip steak for only $7.97 per pound and get fresh Atlantic salmon fillets for just $6.96 per pound. Plus, we provide the best of the best in fresh produce. Get bicolor sweet corn for just 33 cents each and seedless watermelon cuts for just 99 cents per pound. Through all that we do, we've got you in mind. Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
I'm Trisha Zunker, and I approve this message.
Trisha Zunker, a community leader we can trust to put politics aside and deliver on health care and jobs when we need it most. Not Tom Tiffany. He opposed the law that protects patients with pre-existing conditions who are most at risk for COVID-19. And he spoke against the bipartisan bill signed by President Trump to help small businesses hit hard by the pandemic. Tom Tiffany. Bad for our health and economy.
Duke is a man of few words and many songs.
Let freedom ring. Gone country. Ain't going down till the sun comes up.
It's 102.5.
Clarity.
Honesty.
Trust.
At Live Local CBS 3, these are more than just words.
They're a promise that in times of uncertainty,
in times of fear, we're here for you.
Here to help you understand.
To help you protect the things that matter most to you.
To bring you facts, not fear. That's our promise to you.
We're live.
We're local.
We're CBS 3.
Thursday, it's Young Sheldon, followed by a new Man with a Plan.
Really?
Oh, baby.
Thursday, starting 8/7 Central on CBS.
Jackie is us. I have lost all my money. Right side, I get to hang out with you.
If you guys are going to live here, you're going to have to contribute. Get jobs!
A New Broke, Thursday at 9:30, 8:30 Central on CBS.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS 3.
CBS 3 weather is brought to you by LifeView Glaucoma Center.
For a couple of days, we eyed up a pair of low-pressure systems that were skirting around the region, and they brought some clouds, precious little rain. Still a slight chance for some showers tonight as the lows finally depart, dragging cold front through the area. It's just a 20% chance, but at the same time, we also now have higher pressure advancing in from the west, pulling in northerly winds. So with the cold front and northerly winds, the nice temperatures of today are going away, but the sunshine will stick around. Today, it was beautiful, yes, warm, yeah, towards normal, especially away from the lake, but with low relative humidities, we're facing a bit of trouble out there. The fire danger has pushed up again, and so till at least sunset tonight, we're looking at an elevated fire danger, according to the National Weather Service, all around our region. The problem will go away temporarily overnight, of course, as the sun goes down and then the air temperature drops to the dew point, thus increasing relative humidities. But what we need is a good soaker, and we might not even get that in the next 7 days. Our next rain chance may hold off till Saturday night and Sunday. But right now we have 62 at the airport. Northwesterly winds going 18 miles per hour, and that relative humidity is only 18%. So the fire dangers out there, be cautious with campfires and barbecues and things like that, of course. Doppler app right now shows the higher pressure taking over and clearing up the sky, but a few very stray light showers are popping up as that cold front passes at the same time. So looks like our 20% precip chance is paying off, at least for a couple of towns, but likely won't be much more than a couple of sprinkles here and there. Nothing that we can really add up to anything. Just wet the rain gauge, I suppose. And so for tomorrow, we're looking at the low to continue its departure towards the east. The advance of the high pressure keeping cooler conditions coming across. So again, the warmth of today goes away as the high takes over. And then that high will keep us dry but cool, probably through Saturday. Sunday will be a day of slight change as that low pressure system from the west gets to us. And then it brings a 30 to 40% chance of showers Saturday night through Sunday. Those in turn might not add up to much at all either. Coming around tonight in Minnesota, our low temperatures running from 25 inland to 35 by the lake with a clear to partly cloudy sky. Wisconsin and Michigan, low temps in that part of the country likely will be more towards the 30 to 33 degree range with a partly cloudy sky and a northwesterly wind going 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow for Wisconsin and the UP, the high temperatures will go 48 to 55, normals around 60, partly cloudy sky from the new high pressure system that's taking over. And that high will clear the sky for Minnesotans as well, and high temps in that part of the country should be actually warmer by the lake for a day. 50s by the lake, 48 to 55 inland. And now with the extended forecast, today's normalcy as far as temperatures went, with some towns tasting the 60s, will be gone, and the week ahead will likely more be in the 40s to 50s with more sun than anything else. There's that rain chance on Sunday and another one come next Wednesday.
Well, if we can get more days like today, I will be very happy. Thank you, Dave.
Our Duluth nonprofit has handed out $700,000 in grants to local businesses in need. Several weeks ago, the 1200 Fund began taking applications for more than $1.2 million in funding. They plan to hand out the rest of the money in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, $600,000 is on its way to the Northland to clean up contaminated sites and make them ready for development. The EPA awarded the Brownfield grant to the Arrowhead Regional Development Commission. A brownfield is a property which can't be used because it's polluted. The grant programs help communities transform them into assets. The money will go to locations in northeast Minnesota for things like site assessments, public outreach, and cleanup plans. Priority sites include former coal and iron ore docks and a former sawmill.
A confusing situation for businesses in Rice Lake, Wisconsin. According to the Ashland Daily Press, the city is encouraging local businesses to open ahead of Governor Evers' Safer at Home order. That order is supposed to be in effect until May 26th. Then it calls for many businesses to be closed to in-person customers until then. The Ashland Daily Press reports the decision was made after a 4-4 split in the city council, which was broken by Rice Lake's mayor, who advocated for opening businesses. Barron County Sheriff and the county public health officer have both said they will uphold the state mandate. City police are being advised to enforce the state law at their own discretion, according to the Daily Press. Meanwhile, a Northwest Wisconsin summer tradition has been canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Hayward Area Chamber of Commerce announced that this year's Muskie Festival has been canceled. The 71st annual event was supposed to be held in late June. Muskie Festival usually draws thousands to Hayward for a number of community events. Officials say next year's event will be held the weekend of June 25th.
The fate of some of Duluth's biggest summer events is still up in the air. That includes the city's 4th of July celebrations. City leaders say it'll likely be much different than past years, but they're still working with the DEC and other organizations to weigh their options.
A new cottage home park could be coming to Duluth's Hunters Park neighborhood. The city's planning commission will consider the proposal next week. If approved, it would bring 9 small rental homes to the area near Carver Avenue and West St. Marie Street.
Coming up in sports, how one local Division I football recruit is staying active during quarantine. Kelly has a story coming up.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3.
Northwest Outlet is open for business. Now save up to 40% off store-wide.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Right now, get a great deal on the durable Kubota RTVX. When there's work to do and a reputation to uphold, it's built to haul it all and do it all. Half-ton capabilities with attachments to get the job done right. And industry-exclusive heavy-duty features. It's North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Now get the RTVX for 0 down and 0% APR for 48 months or save $400.
No one serves you better than Bullet Implement.
Take spring by the horns. Unleash Toro power on your yard during Toro Days, April 29th through May 13th. Get up to $200 off select My Ride zero-turn mowers. Get $100 off Time Master 30-inch wide lawn mowers. And get up to $60 off 60-volt battery mowers. Great financing offers, too. Grab spring by the horns and get the best deals of the season. Now, during Toro Days, April 29th through May 13th. Toro. Count on it.
Engines are restarting, heart is shifting to drive. And to get things moving again, we're offering 0% financing for 72 months and no payments for 120 days. Plus, the freedom to shop and buy online. So you can meet the road ahead with confidence. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, helping you drive forward.
At UCare, we've been decomplicating Medicare plans in Minnesota for a long time. In fact, we've been offering Medicare Advantage plans longer than anyone else. Our Medicare Advantage plans are affordable, and 96% of Minnesota providers accept UCare. So if your provider practices at any of these clinics or hospitals, you can likely keep them. To learn the basics and see how UCare Medicare Advantage plans compare to others, visit ucare.org/TV.
Real STIHL. Find yours. Save $40 on any AK Series double battery bundle, including the FSA 57 trimmer bundle. Or save $20 on the easy-to-use BG56 CE blower, now just $169.95. Find yours at STIHLdealers.com.
I hail from Canada, but I'm not a hockey player. I came here for soccer, but my journey at UWS has turned into much more than just an athletic endeavor. I have a lot to thank professors for allowing me the opportunity to have confidence in myself, whether it's on the field or in the classroom or on the campus, and I think that I really flourished. For me, my experience at UWS has truly allowed me to connect with who I am. You know, for such a small campus, I think it offers such a big experience. The name Superior truly fits this institution.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS3 Duluth.
Not only has the COVID-19 pandemic put a halt on all sporting-related activities, it's also halted every other sports currently in their off-season and their ability to work out and meet as a team. That goes for the Northwestern Tigers. For one Tiger football player, his time has been spent talking to some pretty big-name schools. Titus Gradine, a junior tight end and outside linebacker, has received interest from 7 different Division I football programs. Most recently, he and his family made the trip down to Iowa to tour for Iowa and Iowa State. For Gradine, this offseason has also been spent staying busy and in shape in any way he can.
I've been doing a lot of tire flips, cutting down trees, hauling wood,
I've been pushing my dad's truck, a lot of medicine ball workouts, a lot of ab workouts, and just, keeping my diet up.
Of course, that doesn't compare to the alternative of actually getting to a workout with your teammates, which Gradine says he is very much itching to get back to.
We had a lot of good coaches that were helping us out in the weight room all season after, so it was really unfortunate when they had to cancel all that. So I've been working very hard. My entire team's been working very hard. We're very excited for this next season.
A grand total of 7 schools have expressed interest in Gradine. That includes Iowa, Iowa State, Navy, North Dakota State, Northern Illinois, and Western Illinois. He says he hasn't quite made his decision. Gradine has a pretty incredible story on his upbringing and as well in how he came to football. We will have that full story Monday in CBS3's For the Love of the Game. You're not going to want to miss it. The NFL sent memos to teams today outlining a ticket refund policy that should COVID-19 restrictions continue into the fall. The league is set to release their 2020 schedule tomorrow with a full 17-week season and open stadiums. However, according to a report in the Associated Press, all 32 teams received a letter from Commissioner Roger Goodell with the NFL's plan in case that does not happen. In the letter, Goodell said all clubs will refund or apply the amount paid toward future tickets if games are canceled or pandemic policies won't allow them to attend. The commissioner went on to say, quote, "We will be prepared to make necessary adjustments just as we have in other contests such as the offseason program and the draft." The NBA is reportedly set to reopen some of its practice facilities on May 8th as several states begin to ease stay-at-home restrictions. The league has apparently told teams in those states that they can reopen facilities to players, but with restrictions. According to a New York Times report, those restrictions include no more than 4 players at a facility at a time. Group practices and scrimmages are still prohibited. Players must wear face masks except during physical activity. No head or assistant coach will be allowed, and players and staff must remain at least 12 feet apart, which would mean no spotters for weight training. These rules would only apply in states that are rolling back their coronavirus guidelines for a league that hasn't played a game since March 11th. This is a cautious step closer to resuming action in the NBA. It's a little bit closer, but it's a baby step. I mean, they have to wear face masks. They can't have spotters for weight training. I mean, there's still a lot of implications that even if they are able to enter the facilities, they still can't get back into the swing of things. It's pretty crazy.
I can't believe March 11th was when the NBA kind of shut down.
A lifetime ago.
Wow.
It feels like a lifetime since we've had sports.
It sure does.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kelly. Well, coming up later tonight on National Nurses Day, we're talking to a Grand Rapids nurse who is going above and beyond to help others battle the COVID-19 pandemic. That's tonight on the CBS3 News at 10.
The graduating classes of 2020 have a bright future ahead of them, and Duluth's mayor wants to put them in the spotlight. Here's a live look at the aerial lift bridge, which will light up in the color of every Duluth school graduating a senior this year. That includes colleges and high schools on the day their graduations were supposed to be held. They hope this will show seniors missing out on major milestones that the city is proud of them. More details will be announced soon. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here at 10.